Always
Turn that camera sideways, sunshine.
like that.
No, your other sideways. Yeah, keep your head right there.
Can you see my head?
I can't even see your face.
That
Scoot it
better?
back. Keep going back. Keep going back. I can see forearms. I can't see face.
Now?
Can you clock it up on something?
What's
You're like this right now. You're just not even in it. Turn it sideways, kid.
There we go. Can you see me now?
I can see your monstrous hands. Is that because of growth hormone?
Nope, no HGH here, brother.
TRT. Ah! All right. Kid, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Forget me, man. Forget me. I'm the old guy. You're the young whippersnapper that's kicking ass, doing things. How's the puppy?
Why don't you ask her for yourself? Look
at that little thing. I love it. I love it. Are we training? That's the real question.
Yes, we are, bro.
Okay.
You just let me know. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I'm going to come to Vegas to wreck Stan Efferden, and then I'll train with you.
Sounds like a plan. What are you thinking?
I think whatever you want to train, whatever your fans love. I mean, I know people don't like leg day to watch. I love leg day to train, but I know that the fans don't like it because most guys don't like training legs.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm down with whatever you. I'm down with whatever you want to hit, brother.
What's your body part? Do you think what's your body part?
What's my body part?
Yeah, what's your body part?
As far as what
society talks about?
Probably my lats.
Ooh.
My back.
Then yeah, I think we do a back workout.
Back, yeah. Chest, arms, shoulders, it's all fun.
I'll be there for a few days. Maybe we get a couple of things in, but I think it'd be cool to just kind of whatever your fans kind of talk to you about. And I think, just your overall size is something that's huge. So we should talk nutrition, and whatever else you want to talk about that has gotten your continuous size. Because I love the when you post your early shots as a teenager.
Well, no, actually, those were early 20s. I didn't start working out until I was 20.
You started late.
Yeah, late bloomer.
Why so late?
When I was in high school, I wasn't a jock or into working out. I was more of like a metalhead. I was like in a bunch of metal bands, and I was like a musician.
Right.
So, yeah, I wasn't like the high school jock like you. I was. I later on got into bodybuilding. It happened later.
And boy, did you! Jeez Louise, you're a monster of a human.
Yeah. Right now, Mike, you'd be proud of me. I'm in natty mode. So,
are you natty? What does that mean? Because I know that society now has changed what natty means. I guess people are saying now natty is also, if you're on TRT, that's natty.
Yeah, I'm on TRT. So, we got to do it, man. You got to take your breaks. It sucks, man, but you got to be healthy. So right now I'm on TRT mode, which I call.
Are you saying that if you're not on, so TRT mode is considered healthy to you? What is unhealthy to you?
Unhealthy, just like like a standard cycle in general.
Go further, because I don't think anybody knows what that what would be like the test level in that aspect. How high would that be on your blood scale?
Someone doing 500 tests, 750 tests, 1,000 tests. None of that's really super healthy. Because you're going obviously more than what you should be doing, in my opinion. So when I like doing TRT, because the last time I came completely off, I got sick. Hold
on. Well, you're going way too fast. You're bumping all over these. Yeah. So you're on TRT, which is in your take natural, in a sense. I would assume that you're also saying that just because of the fact of if you stopped and you went natural completely, your test levels would drop down to zilch, and then you would be really sick. Is that correct? Is that somewhat?
Yeah. The last time I came completely off, man, I got sick. So I just stayed pretty much now when I come off, I just do TRT and I feel fine. You know, I still have my strength. I still eat right. You know, I still stay on it. I just, you know, we take our breaks, you know, for health.
What happened? What happened? Go further into when you came off it, you got sick. What kind of things can you say? What kind of things did you feel?
Oh yeah. So yeah, the last time I came completely off was a while ago. I didn't want to train anymore. You know, my sex drive crashed.
The mental state of it.
I even lost my taste for a little bit, like for like 3 or 4 days. I couldn't taste, and my body was just going out of control.
Wow. How long did you go off, and then these symptoms start happening, and then you kind of go, wait a minute, what's going on here? How was it? A month period? Was it 3 months, 6 months, a year?
I mean, it was so long ago. The last time I came completely off, I want to say like 2015. So I don't even remember, to be honest with you, man. But like when I come off and do TRT, like right now, you know, I usually do 2 to 3 months. I'll do TRT.
Okay, so TRT would be your basic. What they always talk about is your 200 milligrams. Is that right?
Yeah, like 250.
Okay, 250 milligrams, and then I guess whatever else they stack onto that. But that's basically it for you right now.
Yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, nothing else.
And how much are you weighing right now?
So I was almost 340. I was almost about I was like 338, 340 3 weeks ago.
How long have you been on TRT at this stage off your main cycle?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
So I haven't weighed
would there not be a retaining period where you still have some of the body still retaining that extra size from previous?
Well,
or no?
No, I've just been showing up that way for a while, anywhere between 330 and 340. But yeah, I don't really like to weigh myself when I come off. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of, you know, because I know I'm losing weight, you know, which is not a bad thing. You know, I look a lot leaner for sure. You know, my abs are a lot better. You know, I'm more vascular. If you look at my Instagram stories, I always show me with my shirt off. So I'm in pretty good shape. Not Michael Hearn shape, but who is?
Well,
you know,
I think you're one of those guys that you're a big person. And it's funny when they say to me, they go, wow, how are you bigger than these elite bodybuilders? And I'm like, because I'm a gladiator. I was an athlete. I'm a large human, where like you're a large human. And so when you stand next to the most elite, you're still twice the size of these people. Does that make sense to you, or does that lose you for a second?
Well, let me explain what I think. I get where you're coming from, but like me and you are the same height, you know, 6'3". So, you know, there is like barely any bodybuilders that are that height. It doesn't really exist. You know, most bodybuilders are 5'6" to 5'10". So, you know, me and you are considered on the very taller level of bodybuilders, which makes us appear even larger. Like even you, like when I see you, you know, you look a lot bigger, you know, in real life than you do in photos, because people can't see your height in photos. And I think that's the same thing with me. You know, people don't know that I'm 6'3" as well. So they're just in shock when they see like, wow, you're a really big dude. You know, same with
you're great height, and then you're also just a 300-pound guy. So it's great. And it's cool that you're in that range, or you're still that size where you're on TRT at this level and making sure your numbers. Is there a point where now you go, all right, I need to see my blood work and see where those levels are before I decide to do anything at this stage? What is your protocol? What's your go-to? What are you trying to accomplish at this stage?
I mean, right now, Mike, to be honest with you, you know, as many of you guys know, I used to push the boundaries like crazy. Like, you know, before Corona, I got up to my heaviest of 360 pounds. Right before Corona, that's right before I went to Thailand, and I was so big that like it was uncomfortable, you know. But people freaked out. They loved seeing it. You know, they like seeing my stories and my pictures, and a lot of them went viral. And that was a good feeling, man. But I didn't like the way I felt. I feel so much more comfortable.
Keep going. Repeat that last sentence there. You feel comfortable now?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Oh yeah, I can see you, man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see myself. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, like I just, I don't know.
360 is a big human. Even for a 6'3" guy, it's hard to carry that kind of weight. Because I know that during that lockdown, I got to go off season again, which I haven't done in easy 10, 15 years because I was always guest posing or doing shows and stuff. And so it was nice that I got to go off season and feed the body again. I got up to 320. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, 320. Which is wild because when I'm ridiculously thin looking to, I guess what these people say, that's a 265, 270 pound man. So, it is, again, it goes back to our height. Obviously 270 on me doesn't look like a 270 on a 5'6" guy.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. I love the aspect of feeding the body like we did, and pushing that size. I love size. So I have an issue with me loving that big size too. So I love going off season, but you didn't feel healthy. And now you do feel healthy. Does this mean that you won't try a bigger cycle at this stage? Or are you just right now just kind of having fun doing what you're doing?
Right now, I'm just kind of having fun doing what I'm doing. Like I haven't really like the last time I had a bulk or a cut was 2 years ago. Like that was a lot. Like I've just been chilling, maintaining. My favorite weight to hang out at around is 330. I feel like I keep the waist small. I feel like I'm lean. I'm more vascular. It just looks a lot prettier than 350, 360. Just super bulky.
I hear you. How old are you now?
39.
39. You're still a pup. I got a couple decades on you, son. It's great.
You don't look, and you are in another realm, man. Like there is no Michael Hearns out there, dude. Like I still. How old are you now? 52, 53?
Oh no, I'm on the backside. I'm on the backside of those 50s, kid. So this gives me a great understanding to where you are right now, because I finished up bodybuilding and stuff because I got TV shows in my 20s. So it's been decades since I've competed, but I guest pose still around the world, which is fun for me to get back on stage all the time and do that. But
I saw you pose in Washington, remember? 2009.
Yep. I think I jumped into the audience and hit a shot with you, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. At the very back.
I love that.
You went peak check. I was like, sup?
We're showing a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're feeling healthy. You're closing in on your 40s. Is age doing anything to you in the aspect of you wanting to make sure the numbers are good on your blood work? Because the reason why I'm so interested in blood work now, because I am at that age to where I want to make sure that I can still be around for my son and make sure that I'm doing good. And for my age, it's common knowledge that we get blood work done and checkups because we're old. But you're still in that 30 to almost 40 range, to where you really, is it something that you think that is necessary for people to do?
Yes. But myself, man, I only do it like once or twice a year. So I'm someone that should probably look into that a little more as well. You know what I mean? I think it's very important to check your health and, make sure everything's on point. But I'm a guy that probably needs to work on that myself,
I think people look at you and just go, man, you're an anomaly. You're just such a specimen of a human, a metahuman, a half alien, half human, such a big size guy. And you keep a great taper. And it's cool to see that you can maintain this just on TRT. Is that something feasible for everybody to keep that size that you have just on TRT?
I want to take a step back with you. I like how you said the taper, because I've always told people, my followers, and Piana was kind of the same way. He kind of said the same thing, but, I'm really big on keeping that waist small, because to me, that's bodybuilding. Anybody can get up to 350 with a gut, or an HGH stomach. It's just not pretty. I always try to keep it as aesthetic as possible at my weight and size. That's always been my thing. If I ever saw my waist going out of control, I would just chill out, just relax, bring the food down a little bit, add cardio, whatever. But, to me, bodybuilding, it is somewhat of an art. You know what I mean? So like I always wanted to keep, that X frame. I
Yes,
think to me that's a lot freakier than being huge with a belly. So, that's one thing I always gave myself props for, is keeping my waist in check. You will always see my waist in check. Unless like I'm bloated. Sometimes, you know how it is, like force feeding, you get bloated, like, but other than that, in general, keeping the stomach as tight as possible.
Yeah, I think you and I agree that I think of bodybuilding, it's an art show, not a sport. I think all athletics work out, but the one thing that we do is show it. And it being an art show, you got the two opposites all the time up there, and it's a person's opinion of what looks better. And I love that you think that it's the taper of the waist for you is more important than you being 350. I think that's artistic.
Chilling, being a little lighter, the waist is just so much more in check.
I'm with you on that. Jumping back to your size, because I know that people are going to go, wow, he's on TRT and he's well over 300 pounds. That means I can maintain my stuff. Is that something, or should they have enough common sense to realize you're a big guy, you've been lifting for a while, and you've put on a lot of stuff? And is it feasible that they can maintain that kind of size, or is that going to drop back down to somewhat of a regular Joe?
No, when you go TRT, you are taking a break. You are going to lose some size. You are going to lose some weight. You are going to lose some muscle. But the thing with me is I have so much size and muscle. Even if I do lose some, I'm still a big guy. So like if you're a dude that's like 240 and you go to TRT, you're most likely going to probably drop down within 3 to 4 months, at least a solid 20 pounds. Maybe more. All depends if how well you keep your training and diet in check. See, with me, I still eat the same amount of food. I still train hard, but, I'm just on a very little amount of stuff. So, pretty much you can see that I still keep the regimen going. I don't get lazy. I don't stop training. I don't stop eating my meals. Like I'm still consistent with that. I stay on point. I never let myself, because like for me, I have a high metabolism. Okay. So if I miss a meal, I'll drop 5 pounds, so like with me, like I am super regimented with what I do as far as my training. So even when I go TRT, like that doesn't stop me. I still do everything the same. I just give my body a break on the supplements for health.
Can you talk about that? Because you said something earlier when you said you came completely off, you got sick. And it seemed to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like it hurt you, or it played with you mentally as well. And I find that I know a lot of people, and I've been in this industry my whole life, and I see that something you're saying here that may be missed is even though you're low dosing, I guess you would call it, or TRT at this stage, you still stay on point. You still don't give up. You don't stop the regimen, where I see a lot of people, either they do some stuff and train really hard and diet hard, and then when they stop everything. They just completely stop and go, well, why? I can get it back. I just need to jump back on the stuff and go again. Can you kind of talk about those two worlds?
Well, man, people like me and you, this is our life. All right. This is what we do. This is what we live for. We don't know anything else. So for me, just to stop eating and training because I'm taking less supplements doesn't make any sense to me. This is what I do. This is what I am. This is my life. So I couldn't imagine just stop eating and training just because I'm off some supplements. Like I'm still going to keep on the regimen. I'm just going to, clean out a little bit and get healthy because that's what you got to do. It's all about longevity. So I don't understand why people get lazy with their training and diet just because they're off supplements. It doesn't make any sense to me, but like they're not warriors like me and you. You know what I mean? Like this is what we do. This is all we know. So, I
know that my for me, I know that my I guess a mental approach that's a little warped just because I started this so young. I don't know any different. Because I started at 9. It's just I just know this life of eating the way I eat and the training the way I train. And so with that, it's kind of cool that you're following that same steps, and you didn't start until you were 20, and you can still build that kind of reputation, or I guess you would say, you are your actions. So the habits you've created is still inbred in you, even though you started later. To me, later,
Yeah.
that you're still doing it and you love it. Is there any issues or things that you can tell these people out there today, uh, the pros and cons of doing TRT compared to blasting, I guess you would say?
All I could say about TRT, man, is it's about health. It's just taking a break, letting your body rest and, breathe for a minute. You can't be on supplements all the time. It's just not good for the body. So, I mean, all I can say is it's just for health, man. Just giving your body a break, cleaning out a little bit, and then going back to it.
Is there any levels that you can talk about that are something that you look for? I guess you would call them your markers on your blood work. Is there things that you
blood work done? I just literally send it to a dietitian, and he just tells me, okay, this is what we need to work on. This is what, I mean, I don't really read the stuff myself.
So you go off of a professional to tell you, hey, this is what we need to do.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. It's even though you're in the industry and you've been around, you still go off of somebody else that possibly knows more of this situation.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great, man. Smart. You're doing it smart to me. You're enjoying it. You're having fun with this stuff. And we will definitely team up and train while I get out there. And then you fans that are out here, tell us what you would like to see. But I got to train some arms with you, because those things are not arms.
We call the video the 2 biggest natties.
Whew. Hey, you got to tell me this, because I keep saying it and I don't know what it actually means. What does a 9K bicep or a 9K something
9K check?
What does that mean?
So, you'd have to be like a serious follower of mine to understand it. I want to say the 9K goes back to 2016 or 17. There was a YouTuber named Louis Marco. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
And he used to be pretty popular on YouTube. And he started doing these videos on me, and he would post one of my pictures, with me doing the out angle, and he'd be like, Craig Goliath's out angle game is 9,000. So I kind of took that from that. I just thought it was kind of funny. The 5,000, I don't know where the hell I got that. So I wish I could tell you, man. I don't know where I come up with this shit. It's just in the heat of the moment. And then I start posting on my stories. And then before I know it, I got everyone talking like me. So I'm like, okay, this is working. I'll just stick with it. So are you 5K or 9K? You just always want to say 9K all day. That's all I got to say.
I think I'm only a 5K. Mostly if I stand next to you.
You are, it's 9K as it gets, man. Everyone knows you're killing it, man. Like, everyone knows you're on another level, bro.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm glad
you know what's crazy? One more thing before I go.
Yeah.
There's this post that you posted, okay? And it blew my mind. And this had to be one of the most motivational posts I think anyone can see as far as a transformation. You posted a picture of you, I want to say 22 years old, give or take. And then another picture of you, I want to say 50. And you're doing the same shot. I want to say that you're hanging, maybe you're doing ab raises, and you look bigger and leaner at 50 than you did 22. And like, it's just mind blowing to think that people probably think like at a certain age you're done, but like you just proved it right there. You looked better than ever in your career, even in your 20s or 30s.
We'll post that here. What that was I just won the Mr. Universe. And I was the second one, and I was 21 years old.
Okay.
And then I posted the same shot, and I was 53 years old.
Oh my.
So it was 32 years later, same shot, same location and everything. And yeah, it was, they're very similar, except you can tell it because I got fat socks on back in the 90. So, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that to me, dude, it went super big, but it should have been bigger, man. Like that should just motivate so many people that just think they have to give up in their 40s or 50s, man. Seeing that, dude, and like, not only like, is there a big difference in the pictures, but like, dude, like, you're like 270 shredded. It's just ridiculous. Like, like that. People think at that age, okay, I'm done. But like you you show clearly that that is some bullshit information and that you're just fucking lazy and that age is just a number.
Yeah, I will say that I appreciate you saying that. Mostly somebody that's lived it and done it more than a couple years here, and is also a larger than human example. So I appreciate you saying that, brother.
Absolutely, man. Everyone knows it, bro. You know, one thing about me and you, man, is we get a lot of hate, man. You know, we get a lot of hate because of like people just don't want to believe, you know? Actually, I just recently posted a picture. Maybe you should post this on here too, of a picture of me at 21. Sorry, 22 years old. I want to say I was 230 shredded, all natural. And dude, everyone was just like, unfollowed, you're a liar, blah blah blah. I'm just like, there's no reason to lie. I'm not saying I'm natty now. I'm just saying, you know, like it's just crazy how people like, you know, they can't, they just want to hate on you because they're mad that they can't accomplish that. It's like, but I didn't claim to be like 200 pounds natty. I was like 225, 230, you know, like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing that we have to really accept. And I love talking to just the most elite people in the world, that there's just a small realm of people that have done amazing things. And to be able to be here still today, I'm just thankful that I'm still here in 2023. In 1987, I was first in the magazines. And so already established in 1987, and I'm in, I guess, 5 decades, you would call it, later, I'm still here doing it. So I'm just happy to be able to do this. The main thing I think is if they listen to you today and about how you're taking care of yourself in your 30s and you're trying to do this for a lifetime because you love it, that should outweigh anything else. If they're mad at you because you're 230 by the time you're 22 and lifting, it's the problem with me is I've been around monsters my whole life. There's bigger guys than bodybuilders walking around playing pro football that eat hamburgers and don't train.
Yeah.
So the majority of society doesn't understand that. They're just, it's a different realm when you get out of the side of the fitness world. And you're showing a good example on be smart. You admit that you push the boundaries at time, but you come back and be smart about it and take care of your health. And I appreciate that because we want you around, kid.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's why I do take breaks, because I do know, you know, pushing 350, 360 pounds, I do know that's not healthy. You know, I know that's a lot on the heart. And trust me, I feel it. You know, walking up the stairs, tying my shoes, wiping my ass, whatever, sex. You know, I feel it, man. I know this isn't normal. You know, I shouldn't feel like this. So, you know, I you know, like I said, I attempted it a couple times. I did it. Will I do it again? I don't know. It could happen. If I ever were to do it, it'd be one more time probably ever. But as of right now, I don't even know if I want to. You know what I mean? I like that. You know, I feel
I
good.
got a question for you.
Great. You know, I feel athletic. So, you know.
That's a good way to do that too. My question to you is this. I tried, since puberty, I haven't been in that range of 240, right? Below 240 is just.
What do you weigh right now?
275.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're shredded.
And we're 3 weeks away from my next TV show. So a guest star, and I got to look freaking perfect for this. So, you know me, these guest posing appearances in TV shows mean more to me than the Mr. Universe title. So I love to come in just looking ridiculous. But that being said, I tried to get to a body weight. I guess it was last year. And I tried to get down to, I was trying to get to like 230. And I was doing everything I could over a 3-month period to get down to that weight. And we finally got to 239 was the lowest I got. But that was after dieting for 3 months, overtraining, incorporating in fasting 3 days to 4 days a week, and then doing a process of like a MMA fighter would do, or like we did in wrestling, where no water for a couple days, depletion, sauna. And the lowest I got was 239. Would you ever think about trying to get just how lean and small you could get just to see what that looks like?
The last time I got shredded was when I competed in 2013 at the LA. And I got down to like 274. But so your weight. And you know, I could have still been more shredded, to be honest with you, man. But like Yeah, man. Do I ever want to get really peeled again? It doesn't appeal to me as much. Like, to me, what appeals to me more is like, how big can I be with visible abs? Like that to me is like, how enormous can a man be and have abs? Like, that was always like my thing. Like, that was always what I aimed for.
I love that you have something like that. I love that there's something there that you say, I want to do this, but I have this. And my concept was, I want to see how light I could possibly get again.
Yeah.
And how strong I was at that weight.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing that I know that there's my cables in my arms and legs and back there's a strength there. And I wanted to see what that would be at that kind of weight. And it was just kind of cool to see, but it's kind of fun that we get to experiment on ourselves.
Yeah, man. You know, it's crazy, man. When you think about how much you have, you know, like, you got the movie star looks, you know, you got the strength, you're natural, you're heavy, you're tall. It's crazy how much, and you've been around since like the late 80s. It's just crazy, like, how much you've accomplished in general. Like, it's mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like, you ever think about that, Mike? Just like, wow, I've done this, I've done that. I power lifted, I've done movies. I'm in my 50s and I'm ageless. Like, you ever think about like, wow, like, I've accomplished so much? Like, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I do. And then when you see things, and I just think back of the TV shows I was on in the 80s and 90s and stuff, and I sit here and go, wow. I think now it's definitely more of I'm so happy I got to go to the gym and just skip me doing 315 behind the neck. Yeah, I can do it, but just being able to do it is kind of fun for me in the sense because, you know, probably, you know, everybody too, guys in their 30s don't do behind the neck press anymore. And I'm sitting there going, I get to have fun like that still. So I'm still that high school kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just fun because at the end of the day, they can like me or not like me. I get to go to the gym and train, and I get to still tussle with the weights, and I get to still tussle with 20-year-olds around the world, the best in the world, and beat them on lifting and training. And for me, it's that gladiator in me. It's just fun. If you're not having fun by this stage, you're doing something wrong.
Absolutely agree, brother.
Man, keep doing your thing. I love you, kid. We're gonna get together here in the next couple of weeks in Vegas, and I'm gonna pull you back on here because I think it's just great that you're talking to these people about being the gladiators we are and wanting to push it, and then also taking care of your health.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on, bro. As soon as you asked me to do the podcast, I'm like, well, I got to go to the gym, but, you know, I'm like, you know, I got to make time. You know, I even drank my pre. So I'm about to go crush these shoulders, bro. These natty shoulders.
Those natty shoulders. I love it. Be good, my brother.
All right, man. Peace out, brother.
Kill it. What a great kid, right? Oh my gosh. Always liked him. Always have stayed in touch with him and doing appearances and stuff and meeting and talking to him. Always a good, fun person that he, if you don't follow him, follow him. We're going to put the link down here for you guys to follow him. And just he has fun. That's what I like. Anybody that you can watch and you can just go, he's having fun. A lot like our chiropractor that just walked in, the Griffinator. So we're going to get cracked here, but I want to say thank you for hanging out today on the Mike O'Hearn Show. It was the Goliath versus the Titan. And I got to say, I think the Goliath won today. Goliath? Did I have a lisp in there? So enjoy the show. I'll see you guys next week.